Breakfast.
Good morning and welcome to News Talk Breakfast with me, Ivan Yates, and Chris Donoghue.
Thanks, Ivan. All eyes on Brussels this morning. But first, let's get news headlines with Cathy Madden.
Good morning. The Finance Minister will meet the EU Commissioner, who's responsible for the approval of...
16 people came to Dublin in search of a job. They've come to battle it out to be Bill Collins' apprentice.
You guys and girls are the generation that grew up as Celtic Tiger cubs, and that era is over.
One of Ireland's most successful businessmen, self-made multimillionaire and inner-city boy done good. He's offering the successful candidate a six-figure salary.
It was disrespectful. It was abuse.
To get the job, they'll have to work and live together for 13 relentless weeks, each week facing a tough business task.
There is no strategy involved here.
There is strategy and there is relationships being involved in this room.
This is the ultimate job interview.
You are fired. You are fired. You're fired.
We just want to see if you can look like you're in pain.
Last week on The Apprentice, the teams had to create a viral advert for Appleby Jewellers.
I'm expecting you to get to grips very quickly with the most cutting edge of modern marketing, virals.
Unfortunately, Elevate struggled with the whole concept of a viral campaign.
A little bit worried. Nobody actually has any idea of what a viral is.
And they also failed to pay the musicians they had booked for their launch.
It's basically posh people get paid and musicians don't.
The minute I walked into the room, two musicians, they were actually scowling at me when I looked at them. You were supposed to pay them with my money. All I can say is that in my 3 years of looking for an apprentice, it's been the worst I've ever seen. You're fired.
Project manager Tara became the 8th candidate to be fired by Bill.
Hello?
Good morning. It's Jane here from Bill's office.
Hi, Jane.
Please, can you be ready in half an hour?
Okay. We have 30 minutes to get ready.
Try to get rid of the choir boy look.
I think you're going to change teams. Who? You, me? Maybe. Maybe they'll keep us together. Yeah. We work so well together. We're such a good team. Amazing.
7:30 a.m. and both teams arrive at Croke Park, the GAA headquarters, for this week's briefing with Bill.
Good morning, Fusion and Elevate.
Good morning, Bill.
And welcome to Croke Park, where many inter-county battles have been fought. This is a sporting beacon that makes you proud of being Irish. I've been a strong advocator at all times of supporting Irish. And in this strict economic climate, it's also important to promote Irish. So to give you next week's task, I'll hand you over to Suzanne Weldon, who's the Marketing and Communications Director of Spar Ireland.
As you know, Spar is one of Ireland's leading retail groups, with stores in every single county. In fact, we pride ourselves on being an integral part of over 460 local communities all around the country. The Spar task this week has 3 key elements. Firstly, you must source the product that has a great local Irish story, that's unique to Spar and produced by a local supplier, and that also has the appeal nationwide. Secondly, we want you to create a new marketing campaign, an emotive and engaging campaign that very much tells the local story. And finally, we want you to ensure that the product potentially has huge success and is a winner for Spar in Ireland.
And to aid you with the task, I'm going to have a player swap. And I want Panos and Jamie to move to Fusion, please. And then I want Barry, Niamh, and Dave to move to Elevate. So you've got a lot to get to grips with, and we won't hold you any longer. When I see you all again, it'll be on my playing pitch, where one of you will be fired.
First up for both teams is to decide upon their project manager.
So, who wants to be PM?
I don't mind.
I don't mind it either.
I don't mind.
I certainly would be up for doing it as well.
Yeah.
There's marketing involved in it, so I'd certainly be happy to do it.
It's much of a muchness, if I'm being honest.
Are any of you guys up for it, or what? Or is it just...
I would certainly back you as well, Niamh, for it.
Okay.
If anybody else wants to voice maybe their initial thoughts of who they would back besides themselves.
I thought yourself, Barry, wouldn't be a bad candidate as well.
Thanks, Will. Group hug later.
Yeah. In terms of yourself, Niamh, I know you're good with marketing. I just maybe think one of the three lads needs to step up to this.
Like 100%, I'm happy for Barry to be PM, and I'll get in 100% behind him. But I would love to do it myself, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. There's 4 of us here.
Okay, well, then we'll do it together. You be sub-PM.
Grand job.
Okay. Happy? Well done.
Okay, boss.
Okay.
All right. I'm very pleased with Barry being the project manager. You know, he's got a lot of retail experience. He's run a couple of companies and ran a lot of shops as well, so he knows the retail sector.
I will have to step back on this one just for one reason. Yeah. I heard on the brief quite clearly that this has to be tightly themed with an Irish local produce and an Irish local story, but I will have to back down just because I don't have quite good knowledge.
I'm not impressed the way Panos stepped back this morning playing the Greek versus Irish card. It's not good enough. He could have done a great job here. He's quite an organised chap. He's a bit of marketing and sales behind him. He has the cop to do this.
We are a small team now, so we need to be bang on what we're doing. Everyone's going to have a load of jobs, and I think I'd be able to manage us well.
I'd really like to go for PM for this.
I don't care, I'm not losing this task, and I suppose I need drive and absolute initiative that we're going to win this task. I'll be honest, I'm going to throw my hat behind, I'm going to throw my support there behind Michelle.
Okay, I will have to go with Michelle.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think that the reason why the team didn't go with me as project manager was basically I don't think that Jamie actually trusts me.
At the end of the day, when we go home, we all have a chat about who's doing what and who's working hard, and Michelle is one of the people that I put up as a candidate for this business. I don't always get the same vibe off Ciara, and Michelle was always the selection for me.
Later this morning, the teams will split, with one half going to visit a Spar store to conduct some market research. The other half will have 60 minutes to meet 10 food entrepreneurs.
You're going to want to know where it came from. It's natural.
Yeah,
it's
the story behind.
The story
behind.
It's going to be tricky in terms of like letting them pitch to you because time is so strict.
I'll just say, look, I know how to talk to them. Take your time. Give me your best pitch.
We need to prepare our questions for the market research, so we are bang on ready.
What are the most essential questions?
I think the first thing that we should ask them was obviously their story from literally from the beginning to them walking through the door to us now.
It's very important
I know how.
That's the first question for everyone.
Yeah.
What is your story?
Teams now split. They now have only a few hours to select 2 food products. By the end of today, as a team, they have to agree on only one item to pitch back to Spar. Team Elevate go to Ranelagh to meet with their store manager.
How you doing? Welcome to Spar. I suppose if you take the most important area, which is just around the front, about 60% of our customers will walk in the store and will only shop this particular part of the store. So we need to make sure that we have the product to cater for those 60% up the front as opposed to down the back. People are very, very time precious. So it's up to us to make sure that any area that we have products in that we're very comfortable and very confident that we highlight it to the best of our ability.
Fusion store is on Merrion Row in the city centre.
Tom Ennis, pleased to meet you.
Hi Tom, I'm Panos.
Tom Ennis, welcome to Spar Merrion Row.
First of all, I would like to start most with the average spend per customer. If you have any idea.
Well, the average spend per customer for me here would range from anything from €5 to $5.50
per transaction.
Per transaction?
Yeah.
What's the best launch you've ever had of a new product, and why was it so successful?
Tasting for a food product.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong
Really
with tastings.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Inside Smock Alley and against the clock, 10 Irish food producers must now try and persuade Will and Barry that their product is the one they should pitch to Spar.
I'm Barry and this is Will and we're from Fusion. Oh, Elevate Marketing. Elevate, yeah. I don't want you to be nervous. We're just going to have a quick chat with everybody. So just relax and don't be nervous at all. Give us as much information as you possibly can about your product. So we're going to start over here and we'll get to you as soon as we can, okay? Okay, no problem. Cheers. Thanks.
You're well.
It's kind of a cross between a cookie and a chocolate.
Okay, can I taste it?
Please do, but just be careful, they're very addictive.
Barry's time management is completely askew. He very clearly had 10 people to see in an hour, you know. 10 into 60 goes 6, Barry, and you have 6 minutes with each client. But of course, he got carried away with the first one, spent 10 minutes with them.
As you can see, they're not the most beautiful chocolates I've ever made in my life, okay? And that's why we actually came up with the name Ugly, because they're the ugliest but most delicious chocolates you've ever eaten in your entire life.
All right, thank you.
It's quite exciting to be going around to the 10 individuals, listening to their story behind where they came up with the idea, and just feeling the passion that they have about their product was very, very interesting. Time-wise, we were having to skip from Billy to Joe, and I think we were a bit tight on time.
Hi.
Will, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Barry.
Mela.
Mela. Oh, you are Mela.
I am.
Barry. These lads here
Yeah.
really appeal to me.
Okay.
They're small.
Yeah.
What's the cost?
Please.
How you doing? It's Will. What's up?
Just some quick information that we got from meeting with one of the guys from Spar here initially. A massive thing from the meeting is 60% of all their customers buy from the front half of the shop. So anything that's located in the front half has got a massive turnover.
It's a lot of things that you kind of quick meal things that you grab. Just he's given us information here that's really valuable. That's 60% only shop in that area and won't go any further. Really, really important.
I'm Barry.
Hi, I'm Jane. Nice
Hi,
to meet
Jane.
you.
Hi, Gary. Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you doing?
How are you?
Okay. What have we got?
I thought we had a product. We have a self-eating meal. Basically, you activate the meal by pulling the cord.
Yeah.
And heats the meals. My background is I worked as a chef for many years, so I've worked in some Michelin star restaurants and stuff, so this is what we came up with.
I felt for the entrepreneurs. I would have liked to probably pick 8 of them if I'd been honest. If I was a buyer for Spar, I'd be in there like a light and I'd say, yeah, there's plenty of products here that you'd certainly roll out in the morning.
We are Wonderfoods and our product range is urban salads. So this is a brand new, fresh food to go.
The pair of them have eaten their way around the tables. They've practically eaten all the products at this stage.
It's brownie, caramel, some cranberries, some hazelnuts and milk and white dark chocolate.
There was no clock ticking in his head whatsoever. So as time went on, he lost more and more time. And by the end of the schedule, when he had the 10th company to see, he had run out of time.
Next up is Jamie and Ciara for Fusion. They have decided on a more stringent use of their 60 minutes.
We are going to spend 3 minutes and 30 seconds with every one of you, then we're going to have a quick chat and kind of go back around to the teams that we kind of have the most interest in, I suppose. Okay? How you doing? Nice to meet you. Jamie is my name.
Okay, so if you could just give me kind of a really quickly, kind of from where you started and how you walked through the door here today.
Grand, okay, no problem. Our mum started the business when we were kids. She was making desserts in her kitchen for local cafes and restaurants.
So the whole thing is made in Ireland, it's packaged in Ireland, all the ingredients are 100% across the board. Yeah. Perfect. That's great. Thank you very much. It tastes absolutely amazing.
It was absolutely crazy trying to get around all those people in 16 minutes. The hope, I suppose, was that we didn't look unprofessional or that we weren't interested in them individually. I know it could have looked today that we were maybe rushing around and not taking the time with them, but I hope that they weren't unhappy with us at the end of the day. The couple of calls on loudspeaker and, you know, in the room in front of them wasn't ideal, obviously.
2 seconds, I'm just going to take this call. Okay. How are you doing, guys?
Hi, are you in the process of looking at products?
We're on product number 4 here now, so I can't...
And just when you are looking at products, to be aware from our market research that the consumers will definitely be attracted by the price and the value of the product.
Okay, absolutely. Thanks very much, Michelle.
No worries, bye-bye.
With 12.5 minutes remaining, Ciara and Jamie talk to PM Michelle and narrow their selection.
So they would like to taste it. It's a massive factor.
Each team now have an hour to select only 2 products that they must discuss with the rest of their team.
These are a monster.
Yeah.
These are Irish through and through, internationally.
Broderick's are a start-up, and Lily O'Brien's, they're an established company, like, and we're trying to give a chance to entrepreneurs. McAvoy Family Foods, this was the kind of steam. It was really innovative.
It was really innovative.
I liked the concept, and they did have the rights for the packaging. Like, it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Not for Spar.
Ready in 5 to 6 minutes. You know, you're talking about Spar's ethics are on the go, convenience.
The self-heat meals are giving me a little bit, because